So it's Invincible week and episode 7 has been out for a couple of days now by the time this video is uploaded, and it tackled the Invincible War arc. And of course, I'm here once again to compare the episode to the comics, see the differences, the similarities, the changes. Now, the opening scene is just like the comics. Angstrom Levy being saved by a team of scientists he had on standby. And of course, this famous comic shot of the Invincible variant dropping in, ready to go and cause mayhem.
Destroy everything in your path. Make them see Invincible. Make them fear Invincible. Make them hate.
Now, the follow-up scene with Mark and Eve on the bed, with Mark still thinking about Powerplex and the Death Star for Ked, and is something that is new in this episode. The only similar thing to the comics is, him wondering when he will meet Eve's parents. Now, the scene with Rex helping Ray, move into a new place is something that is new in the comics. I've said it since episode 1. The pairing of Rex and Ray doesn't happen in the comics. It's a whole new storyline that the show has introduced. And of course, Rex gearing up to go and fight, all new. Now, moving on to the big events, the Invincible variants attacking all over the world is just like the comics. The only difference is that the heroes were different, and certain matchups between, heroes and the Invincible variants were different. And of course, they changed certain depths of certain Invincible characters.
This is what you call a prison on your world? I've killed you before, and I'll kill you again. After a year in a Viltrumite prison, I could use a warm-up. Pathetic! I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire! I murdered my own father. You really think you're gonna take me down? Best tiger. What chance do you have against
Now, the episode finally introduces the character Brit, who in the comics, I won't say, appeared frequently, but he did appear quite a bit. He's a close friend of Cecil, but the show decided not to introduce the character from season 1, which, he should have appeared up to this point. Now, the scene with Debbie and Oliver before, Oliver flies off to go and help is not in the comics. Also, in the episode, Oliver fights Cap Invincible. But in the comics, he actually fights Mask Invincible and Sinister Mark, or as officially, Cape Invincible. Now, the fight between our Prime Invincible and Mohawk Invincible is just that, unlike the comics, Powerplex did not attack before getting taken out.
You've got to stop these bastards before it's too late! Bolt! Kid Door! It's me! Stop!
Another change is Prime Invincible and Adam Eve fighting Hood Invincible and Omni Invincible, which doesn't happen in the comics. In the comics, Hood Invincible actually fights Cyber Force, consisting of Psyblade, Heatwave, Ripclaw, Velocity, and Ballistic. These are heroes that don't appear in the episode and switched for others.
Won't be enough! Even together, you're a fraction of my power!
Eve getting hurt is just like the comics. In the episode, it was actually Omni Invincible who actually does that. In the comics, it isn't clear who actually does it. Now, No Goggles Invincible destroying the Guardians of the Globe is just like the comics, just with the scene extended a bit with additional dialogue and moments. Goggles Invincible also taking out Teen Team is also like the comics, just with a little tweak as comic version of Rudy didn't want to go leave Rex behind. He was forcefully carried by Bulletproof out there, whilst the episode, he left on his own with Bulletproof.
I've got one thing left. My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead.
Now, two things that did not happen in the comics, which the show did, was that running theme with that mummy that keeps appearing here and there in the show is all new. Also, William and Rick were never in this part of the story in the comics.
I need you! Mom? Ah, shit. I was really looking forward to killing her again.
Now let's talk about the Invincible variants deaths, which the show made some changes to. First, Flax and Invincible being taken out by Donald and Cecil is like the comics. Only in the comics, Brit was there with them. No Goggles Invincible getting trapped in the mirror dimension by Darkwing is also like the comics. The long-haired Invincible is also killed. We don't see him getting killed, but we see the aftermath of Oliver and other heroes walking away, which means that they did it. In the comics, it was actually Tech Jacket who killed him, but in the episode, Tech Jacket actually kills Mustache Invincible. Google's Invincible gets taken out by Rex like the comics. Hooded Invincible is similarly taken out by the Reaniman in the episode, but in the comics it's not really clear. He was fighting the Cyber Force, so it must be them. Headcap Invincible is also seemingly killed by Oliver and the other heroes with him there, since that was the last moments we saw of him. In the comics, he was killed by Savage Dragon and a bunch of other heroes. Now, Sporty Mark was new in the show. He wasn't in the comics, and we barely saw him in the episode. We don't see how he died, but it looks like he crash landed or someone pummeled him to death. Next, we have Bulletproof Invincible, who gets killed by Reaniman. And then lastly, we have Light Blue Invincible, who we don't see in the episode how he gets killed. And he was fighting that John Cena lookalike who was shown dead. All Powerplex killed him, since we saw Powerplex with the charred remains of a body behind him. In the comics, he was killed by the hero Pit. Now, one of the biggest changes is Omni Invincible's survival. Yeah, in the comics, he gets killed by a superhero with a yo-yo. Now, all the other, Invincible variants that survived at the end were just like the comics, except for Omni Invincible that I said.
Angstrom! You're dead! Ugh! He can't hear you, idiot!
Now, the show also changed one thing about these Invincible variants. That is actually giving some of them real emotions.
Not all of us killed Mom. I liked it here. Reminds me of playing catch with Dad. I came here to find Mom and bring her back with me. I miss William. Whatever! It's all pointless if we're dead, right?
This is something that doesn't happen in the comics. They are stone cold killers with no emotions, nothing. And that fight that happens between Angstrom and our Invincible is like the comics, but in the show they extended it. Also, I forgot to mention that Bulletproof was with Invincible when he was fighting Angstrom. He was helping out.
Kill him so he can never do this again!
You've given me no choice.
More words.
Now, everything that happened afterwards is just like the comics. Scientists essentially holding Angstrom Levy hostage. Immortal retiring, wanting to have a family with, Kate. Cecil offering Mark the leadership of the Guardians. Just that, unlike the comics, this scene doesn't happen.
You need someone to talk to.
You're the last person I want to talk to right now. Thanks.
The hospital scenes that Mark spends with Eve is also like the comics, with Eve's parents coming to visit as well.
Los Angeles, Chicago,
in New York.
Powerplex attacking Mark, and Mark and Oliver pinning him down and subduing him, which in the comics it happens, but it was the other heroes instead who actually helped out Invincible. And of course the big one, Conquest appearing and of course setting up the next freaking episode.
Only thing I want to do right now is hit something as hard as I can.
Good.
So that's pretty much it for all the similarities and the changes between this episode and the comics. The Invincible War arc finally tackled. So do let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I will of course be tackling the finale, so hopefully subscribe and turn on that notification bell not to miss that video and more, and leave a like and comment, share, it does help the channel out. Now that's it for the video. As always, Neddy Sage here. I will see you guys in the next video.